My OMA 7200 foldable treadmill arrived yesterday, and I'm just getting a chance to unbox it, assemble it, and give you a general initial assessment. This is the EA model. It has an automatic incline of up to 12 degrees. There's an EB model that's a manual incline. This model also has 36 program presets and 3 personalized user settings. I'll be using it exclusively for walking because I do my jogging on my elliptical. In my town, we have a beautiful park with a 1-mile track covered with fresh mulch. I regularly do 5 miles on that track, but I needed something for those super hot days, those heavy rain days, or just those days when I just didn't feel like going out. I'm very happy to see that everything's packed very tightly and neat. It's a good indication that the manufacturer took pride in its product. I'm going to unpack all the individual pieces and lay them out, and then decide on a plan of attack to assemble it. The first 2 pieces out of the box are the left and the right upright post. Then we have the owner's manual along with all the mounting hardware. It's a bit heavy getting out of the box, but if you're very careful, it can be managed by one person. Initially, I always hold on to all the boxing and packing, but in this particular case, I think I'm going to take a shot at just getting rid of all this mess. After removing the packing from the main body, I set it up in position so I could start the assembly. Although I'm very good at putting these type things together, I decided to take a quick perusal of the owner's manual. And as suspected, the left and right upright posts are the first 2 pieces to go on. The way the connection is set up, it would seem that the post would slide directly into the slot, but instead it actually mounts directly to the side. One side of the upright post has a male connection and the other side has a female connection, so you won't be able to mistakenly connect the wrong wire. After making the connection, all of the excess wire is fished up into the cavity of the upright post. There are 3 screws to the bottom sections of the left and right post. The proper screws are easily identified in the hardware package because it's the only one that has 6 of the same screws. The packet also comes with the proper Allen wrench. To ensure a proper fit, make sure all the screws are in loosely before tightening. The right post will have all of the wiring, so there'll be no wiring in the left post. To make it a little easier to turn the Allen key on the left side of the unit, I propped up the corner with a piece of styrofoam. The control pad is then attached to the upright post, but first the wiring on the right side has to be connected, and then all the excess wire fished inside the upright post as we did in the bottom section. To secure the control panel to the post, 2 bolts are used on each side. As stated before, make sure that all of the excess wire is fished into the post so you don't end up damaging the wire when you lock it in place. And once again, make sure both screws are properly in place before tightening. That way you're ensured that you don't strip them. The display screen will be the last piece to connect. For this, there are 3 different connections, but they're color-coded and will only connect one way, so there's very little chance of you making a mistake. All the excess wiring and the bulky connectors have to be fished into the control panel. There's a very tight slot, and this is a place where you can easily do some damage if you're not very careful. After carefully getting all of the wiring inside the slot of the control panel, the display screen is locked in with 2 screws. A plastic cover is then snapped on by hand. There are also two plastic covers for the bottom sections of the upright post. They both slide on down and into place. To make the unit easier to move around, a set of wheels are placed on the bottom back section. The unit has to be folded up before the wheels can be attached. There are 2 screws along with lock washers provided for each wheel. A single touch on the red latch will allow the piston to slowly lower the treadmill track. As a safety measure, the last 6 inches are even slower. The unit comes with a cup holder that mounts to the left side. Even though the user manual says that these screws are included, they were not inside the hardware package, but it was no problem finding 2 screws to replace them. There were 2 reviews that complained about missing parts, but if this is the worst for me, I'm very happy. I placed the unit in one of the 2 likely places that I'll be using it and gave it a test run. The unit came with a silicone lubricant that's supposed to be applied to the track periodically. The instructions were a bit vague, but I think I have a general idea of where it has to go. The display screen was one of the big reasons I decided to buy this particular unit despite some of the bad reviews. The owner's manuals have detailed instructions on how to operate the control panel, but it's a bit confusing. I'll have to get used to it over time. The unit operates smoothly and quietly. There's a bit of motor noise when you first start it up for just a few seconds, and a little motor noise as it's making the inclines. But even during those short periods of times, it's not enough noise to be distracting. So far, it's a big thumbs up for me. I will be making another video in the future when I've used it much more. At first, I didn't think I'd have much use for the included detachable desk, but it's coming in very handy. If you're thinking about getting a treadmill, I hope this video helped you. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, press that like button, and press the bell notification so you'll be notified when each new video is uploaded.